Dr. Tesh?
Jain sir, am I audible sir?
Yes, sir, you are very
Yes,
much
sir,
audible.
very much audible. So, Dr. Dushyant, I think, is here.
Welcome, Dr.
Welcome, Dr.
Dushyant.
Dushyant. So, before delaying it, going further, good evening and Jain to everyone present here. I, Dr. Ritesh Singhal, again welcomes you all on the fourth day of this FDP machine learning using Python for beginners. And this is organized by Center of Excellence for Data Science and Business Analytics, AKGI. Yesterday, Mr. Azib beautifully explained data visualization using Matplotlib. He discussed how to visualize data in the form of line chart, scatter plot, column chart, and various other chart elements that is being discussed in that session. Now, going further, today we'll learn about exploratory data analysis using Python. Dr. Dushyant Tyagi will take up this session of today's session. And now I request my colleague Dr. Sergio Pandita to introduce Dr. Dushyant Tyagi and to start the session further. Sergio ma'am, over to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ritesh. I hope I'm audible. Okay. Jai Hind, everyone. I take it as a privilege to introduce you all to our resource person of the day, Dr. Dushyant Tyagi. Dr. Dushyant Tyagi is an academician associated with Dr. Shakuntala Mishra, National Rehabilitation University. He is doctorate in statistics and his research area is statistical quality control and computational statistics. Dr. Tyagi is being regularly invited as resource person in workshops. So far, sir has delivered more than 35 lectures in various RM workshops. I'm sure today we all will have more insight about using Python in exploratory data analysis. So request sir to kindly start the session. Sir, please.
Jai Hind, ma'am.
Jai Hind, sir.
Jai Hind to all participants. And I thanks to Ritesh Singhal sir and AKGI management to giving me the opportunity to interact with the academicians in this FDP. So I have seen that you have many things discussed in the last 2 or 3 lectures, that how we can install the data, how can we make an object, how can we make a data frame, how can we show our data graphically. So today the topic is given to me is exploratory data analysis. And as the name suggests, exploratory data analysis, that means you have to explore the data. Why we are using statistics nowadays? Tell me. Why we use statistics, and why that statistics importance is becoming statistics becoming important nowadays so much. So anyone of you can tell me why statistics is so much, why data analysis of data is so important nowadays?
More authentic information, it becomes more authentic when the data or statistics is involved and information.
In traditional time, we can say that the richest person is that who is having the more army, more power. Nowadays, the richest person is that one who is having more data, who is having more information. And data analysis, by the data analysis, your decision making, the data analysis gives the power of decision making to you. Okay. So that's why the data analysis is very important. And in the past, we can say in traditional data analysis, what we do, we plan the analysis before, then we collect the data. That means first we decide the problem. First we decide the problem. In research also, we decide the problem. Accordingly, we prepare the questionnaire. Then we collect the data, and then we analyze the data. But nowadays, the things are not same, because nowadays the data is we are collecting the data online. The data is coming faster than ever, and must be stored and analyzed faster than ever. And the speed with which it becomes available has also accelerated dramatically. आप देख रहे हैं कि in each and every day we are collecting our zettabyte data. ठीक है? Google से in social media, in every source we are collecting the data, machines we are collecting the data. So exploratory analysis is not a technique. There is not a set of techniques to data analyze, but it is an approach to analyze the data. And we use the simple data analytics tool only. That means the graphical methods to analyze the data. But with the help of exploratory data analysis, we explore the data. With the help of statistics, what we do, we convert the data into meaningful information. And with the help of exploratory data analysis, we explore the data. We that is data mining. How can we get more and more from the data, given data? Because we are not nowadays we are not collecting the data intentionally, that for this objective only we are collecting the data. We are collecting the data, we are getting the data, then we are thinking how can we utilize this data, how can we utilize this data in decision making, in promotion, in our new product development. How can we utilize this data? So with the help of exploratory data analysis, we try to find out the maximize insight into a data set, कि हम अपने data set पे कितने ज़्यादा information उस data set से निकाल सकते हैं. Open mindedly explore the data. जैसे कि exploratory research. Exploratory means in exploratory research the main problem is not identified and we do the exploratory research. So in the same way that the main model is not specified and we explore the data, uncover the underlying structure of the data. That's the main objective of the data analysis, this exploratory data analysis. Clean the data. I want to tell you that data analysis is not so much important. Before data analysis, when we clean the data, it is also known as dirty work. In some books it is written that dirty work, because it is more important and more toughest job to clean the data. When you get the data, nowadays the data, we are getting the huge data, and everywhere we are having the data, but before analyzing the data, we have to clean the data. So that is the more important, or we can say more toughest job. In traditional time, our analysis is like that first we identify the problem, then we collect the data, and then we prepare the model, and then we analyze the data. But nowadays we identify the problem, then we collect the data, and then we analyze first, and then we check that is for which model the data is fit. That means आपका data किस model के लिए fit है. In traditional time, if we have to fit the regression model, then we collect the data accordingly, that all the independent variables should be independent, should be randomly collected, all observations should be random observations, all observations should be normally distributed. That means all the assumptions should verified. But nowadays, first we collect the data and then we analyze it and check that for which model it is fitted, which model we can identify, make from this data. So first of all, are you got the data set on which we are going to work today? Please reply on in textbooks. Are you got the data?
Dear participant, I have also emailed the same data set just 5 minutes back on your email IDs. You may download it from there as well.
Please download the data. If you are working on a system, then download the data. If you have installed the Anaconda or Jupyter notebook.
Earlier today in the afternoon, we also have shared the same file on the WhatsApp group as well. So you may get that from WhatsApp group as well. Thank you, sir.
Quickly download the data. It is very simple CSV file. Okay. Now I am sharing the screen. My screen is visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. So first of all, I will launch the Jupyter notebook. I think you all know how to launch the Jupyter notebook. There is no need to discuss this. So we may open any folder. Okay, that I'm working on desktop. Open the new file. Yes, this is a Jupyter notebook, or we can say. I have named this file AKGIM FDP. And first of all, I will import some library. Import pandas as PD. Import numpy as np. Import
Sir, please could you increase the font size?
font size. Okay, 1 minute.
Yes, sir. Please increase your font size, sir. We are not able to see also.
Okay. Now, is it visible? Is it okay, or I have to increase it more?
Increase it a bit more, sir, please.
Okay. Now,
I think
It's okay, sir.
this is okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
okay. Import numpy. Import matplotlib. Else. Yeah. And then import Cbond. SNS. Can we run this, execute this? What's happened? Okay. One. Okay. We have imported all these libraries: pandas, numpy, matplotlib, and cbond. Okay. We will use these libraries in our discussion. So today we are going to discuss actual data set which is available, which I have provided to you, and it is available to on Kaggle also. I have downloaded it from Kaggle only, and this data set is some resale value of car or resale price of car. So first of all, I will import the data set. So import not import, we will write here. To read the data set, we will write, first of all, I will give the name to the file, that is car, and then car equals to read pandas, that means pd dot read dot underscore csv. Then I have to give the path of this file, and I think this file is on desktop only. I have yes. So copy this path. No issue. You may type also. To save the time, I have copied this path, and its name is card deco inputated.
Sir, share your screen.
I think it's screen is not shared.
Screen is already shared, sir.
Screen
Yes,
is
sir.
already
Now
shared.
it is visible.
Sir, request you to, sir, please copy this text and paste it in chat box so that we can, put it in our.
No, you have to paste it yourself according to your path.
No, for the first one, that first, no.
Import.
Statements. Yeah. Please, sir, that will be helpful for us. Quickly, we'll do that. Thank you, sir. The rest we'll do that. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
So use this path. So you may use the path where you have saved the
सर
included
ये
this data set.
जो फॉर्मेट स्लैश था उसको डबल करना होगा.
नहीं, सिंगल में यूज
Okay,
हो
sir.
सिंगल में भी हो जाता है, बट इफ इट इज नॉट
Okay,
वर्किंग
sir.
देन यू मे यूज डबल. Now, after reading the data, after importing the data, you may write car to see the data set, or you may write, okay, this is the data set. Okay. So in this data set, how many rows are there? 15,411 rows are there, and 16 columns are there. Okay. Listen here, whenever you have to read that, you have to check that on in what is the working directory of this Jupyter. That means आपके जो Python है, ये Jupyter है, इसकी working directory क्या है? If you want to check that, then import OS. Okay.
Sir,
Then,
how did you arrive at these rows and columns?
this data set.
Yes, sir.
It's already there, ma'am.
Only read the data set from where, at which location you
That I have
have
entered.
saved the data set. You have entered.
No.
So you have given any name to the data set or not? To give the name of the data set, write this. That either name, because it is a car data, I have given the name car. You may give data also, no issue. Give any name, data equals to pd dot read underscore csv. This is the code for reading the csv file. If the file is excel file, you have to write pd dot read underscore excel. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I think your data you should know the working directory also of your system. So if you're import the one library, that is OS, and then say that current working directory cwd. If you want to check the cwd, or write a small letter, cwd equals to, that means current working directory. If you want to check the current working directory, so write the code os dot then get dot current get cwd. That means current working directory. You want to check the information of current working directory, execute it, and cwd. Here, my current working directory is Lenovo user Lenovo desktop. So my working directory is desktop only, current working directory desktop only, so there is no need to write the complete path. Control C, Control V. Now there is no need to write the complete path. If I am writing only the name of the file also, then also it will read. Okay. Here, because my working directory is desktop and my file is also saved on desktop only, so there is no need to give the complete path. Getting my point? Only write the name of the file. So I have written car equals to pd equals to this, and now when we will run this command, it will it has imported the data, read the data, and the car data is this. Got it?
It means, sir, if the drive of the Python directory and the file is same, then there is no need to write the path.
Yes. Yes, and you may change the current directory also. You may change the current directory also. That means if you want to save your output files, your graphs, and you want to read the data from a different folder, you may change also current working directory. That is OS. Then OS library we are using. Then change, that is ch. Then directory dir, and then I have to give the path for which folder you want to make the working directory. So I will, if I want to make the working directory of this download only, ठीक है, मैं download folder को working directory बनाना चाह रहा हूँ, so I will take the path from this C user Lenovo download, Control C. I have copied the path, Control V. Now, if I will run this code, then my if I run this code, then my working directory will change. Now my working directory becomes here. Now my working directory is user Lenovo download. So here with the help of this command, that means OS library and change ch directory dir, we may change the working directory also of our Jupyter notebook. Okay. Now after that, when you will save something, it will save only in working directory only, and if will read, so there is no need to give the complete path. We can read the data or our data frame from directly by giving the only the name of the data. Okay. Now if here we are having the complete data set. Now if we want to check the heads of the data, then we can say our data set is name is car dot head. Okay. Now this is the head of our data set. That means they are the total the first 5 rows. It will show you the first 5 rows. That means car name, brand, model. This is on these variables we are collected the data. These are the head of the data set, only head. If you want to say the tail of the data set, you can check the tail also, car dot tail. This is the tail of your data set. That means how many observations are there, because the first index is 0 and the last index is 15,410. So the total number of rows are 15,411. That means the data is collected on 15,411 cars. Here, if you are giving only the car heads and not giving any number, that means for how many rows you want, then it will show you only the 5 rows. If you want more than that, 10 rows, 20 rows, you may write it at that n equals to 10. Then run this, it will show you 10 rows. Okay, got it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Only simple thing is that if we want, first of all, import the dataset from any folder and check your working directory. You may change the working directory also after importing. You to know that starting and the last row, you may use the code head and tail. After that, you want to check the shape of the data set. So you may say car dot shape, car dot shape, and execute this run this code, and you will get the shape of the data set. That means how many rows are there and how many columns are there. So when we are writing the car dot shape, that means we are using the command shape, then we get the number of rows and number of columns of any data set. Got it?
Yes, sir.
If there any issue, you may ask. Okay. Good. Now, if you want to the list of column headings, that on which variables you have collected the data.
Sir, one question is
Yes.
there, sir. Question is, sir, do we need to have the data in CSV file or Excel file? Can't we have in some other format?
You may have in other format,
Okay, sir.
but maximum time TXT file it also we can read by Python.
Okay.
Then CSV file Excel. You may that means it may you read many types of files. No
Right,
issue.
sir. Right, sir. Right, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, car dot columns. This with the help of this command, we are getting the column heading, or we can say variable name of each column. Got it? That means we have collected the data on car name, from which brand it belongs, then model, then minimum cost price, maximum cost price, vehicle age, kilometer driven, sailor type, fuel type, transmission type, mileage, engine, maximum power, seat, selling price. On these 16 or 15 variables, the data is collected. Then if we want to check the type of the data, that means your data is integer, text, or float, which type of the data is this. So we have to only write D type. That means car dot D type. Now, it will show you that this is integer. These are strings, so it has mentioned the object. Float means that is in the fraction. Their values are in fraction also, in points also. In some values may be in fraction. That's why it is written the float. The vehicle age is an integer only. The kilometer driven is an integer, and some mileage, and these are maybe in fraction. That's why it is written float. And other values, selling price is an integer, seats are integer. So it will the command D type will show you the type of the object, type of your variables. If you want more information about this, you may write car dot info and this is the complete information. It is also showing you that non-null values. That means when the some values are missing in your data set, then it will give you the value. It will reduce the numbers and it will only give you the exact correct observation in your data set, or we can say valid observation in your data set. Here you will get the list of valid observation, but here in our data set there is no missing value. That's why it is saying non-null, and so on. Then the important command is dot describe. This is very important command because we want to know whenever we collect the data, So for each variable, we want to know that what's the mean of the observation, how many observations are there, what is the minimum value, what is the maximum value, what is the median value, mode, and so on. So this describe command will give you all the information, or we can say summary of the data. This very important command in this when you have to explore the data. Yeah. For each in metric data, that means for all floats and integer variables, it is showing you that how count, mean, standard deviation, minimum value, first quartile, second quartile, third quartile, and maximum value. Got it? Please execute this command and check that are you getting this details or not. Tanmay Bhardwaj, you have written there's some error. Is your data name is downloads? Okay. Put your this double slash sign, put double slash in place of single slash. It may be resolved. In place of double slash, in place of single slash, put double slash. Yes. Are you got this summary or not?
Yes, sir. The descriptive of the data.
Descriptive of the data, summary of the data. So,
Sir, can you explain that syntax for the like getting the directory and getting the data?
getting the directory and getting the data set.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So, in the beginning, you told us around like if they are in the different.
That means you have joined late.
Yeah, yeah.
So it is very hard to discuss again. Okay, I am explaining it again. No issue. Listen here. You have to only use the command that pd, that means pandas dot read underscore csv, because the file which I have provided to you is in the csv format. So pd dot read underscore csv, and in quotes write the complete path of your file with the extension also. Okay, with extension, with double slash signs. It's very simple. Only you have to give the name of your data set. आप कुछ भी नेम दे सकते हैं, df दे सकते हैं, डेटा फ्रेम दे सकते हैं, डेटा दे दीजिए, any name you may give to the your data set. कार्ड देखो भी दे सकते हैं, but it should be small because again and again we have to use this name. So use a simple name, or you may use only card equals to pd dot read underscore csv, and in bracket you have to write the path of your data set. Okay, and if you have saved your data set on desktop and desktop is your working directory, then there is no need to give the complete path, only give the name of your file. And to check your, see here, do one thing, import os, then write that simple, write that os dot get cwd, this only write this thing, os dot get cwd, and brackets, only run this, you will get your working directory, and save your file in this at that working directory, and only use this. this command, that card equals to pd dot read underscore csv, and then only the name of the file. Got it? Is the
Yes, sir.
problem is solved or not?
Yes, yes.
Solved. Then with the help of car.head, check your data set, that the same data set you have imported, or some other data set you have imported. Then after that, we have discussed about that types of that variables. Then in describe, we are getting mean, minimum is 0, and maximum is this is the file. Minimum cost is 3 point, that means 3 lakh 11,000 something, and the maximum value is plus 8, that means very higher value is there. So no issue, we will check this data. So with the help of this, we may get that what the average value of minimum cost, what is the maximum average value of maximum cost. Average vehicle age is 6 years. Average kilometer is 5,56,164 kilometer, and so on. So after getting this, if we want to check that how many unique values we are having for all the variables, so we will write the command, execute the command, that car dot n unique. So here, with the help of this command n unique, we will get the information that how many cars we are having the data. We are having the data for 121 type cars, which belongs to 32 brands. 120 models are there, and 1,210 different minimum costs are there, and 1,293 different maximum costs are there. 24 different ages are there, and 24 unique values are there in the variable name vehicle age. 3 types of sailors are there, and fuel is 5 types of fuel is there. So in this way, we get the command. So here we are having, how many variables are we are having? We are having 15 variables we are having. And if we want to check any new separate variable, we may give the name. That means we want to say that we want only the model. So model equals, so we have given the name model only, that car model. And this now with the help of model, here we have prepared one separate data set for model only. Got it? Separate data set for model only. In Python, if you have to, if you are having a data set with the name car, and in that data set one variable is model, and if you have to use this model in any equation, in any calculation, so you have to give the name of that particular variable like this only. Getting my point or not? Are you getting my point or not?
Sir, do the brackets also matter? Which type of bracket?
Yes. We have to use a square bracket only. This.
Okay.
Listen here. This is the Python is case sensitive as well as bracket sensitive, we can say. Case sensitive भी है और bracket free, we have to use only this only brackets. Okay, and if अगर car is the name, we have to use this particular variable, so you have to give like this only. Got it? If you have to make, with the help of this data set, you have to make some other data set. अगर आपको कोई और डेटा सेट बनाना है, मतलब इसमें से कुछ वेरिएबल्स को, that means here we are having 15 variables. In this data set, car data set, we are having 15 variables. If we want to make a data set with the help of only 5 variables, that means brand, vehicle age, that means only the important information, that which brand car is there, which vehicle age is there, and which fuel type car is there, and selling price is there. So they only we are naming the data car1 equals to, car is your data set, then I double brackets. In the double brackets, here we will use the double brackets, and then in quote sign we will use the the name, that is car name, then age, car name, and vehicle age. Car name, comma, vehicle age, then comma, you can say selling price. Okay. If you, with the help of one data frame with data set, we want to make another data set, we may give the variable name like this, run this code, and now you will get the new data set of name with the name of car1. So here in this data set only 3 variables are there. Got it? That means in this way you can prepare a data set. If you want to drop only 1 or 2 data set, that means here there are 15 variables, and in this 15 variables you want to drop, you think that only 2 or 3 variables are useless for your, and you want to drop that variables. That means if you want to delete some rows or delete some column from your data set, then there is a command, drop command. Got it? Getting my point or not?
Yes, sir. To delete, we use drop command.
To delete the column and to delete the rows, we use the drop command. So here we have used the car1. Now we may use car1 again. We are using the same name, car1 only, and here we are dropping the some columns here from this. So car dot drop, we will drop some columns. Okay. Now which column you want to drop? Here, if you want to drop the transmission type, you want to drop transmission type, axis. So yeah, when we have to drop the column, we write axis equals to 1, and when we have to write the delete the row, then we have to use axis equals to 0. So here when we will see the car1, car1 dataset or head of car1 dataset. Here, transmission is not there. Okay. Transmission is not there. If you want to save this data set by car name only, that means if you don't want to change the name of car dataset,
Sir, how do we know which bracket to use? Is there any?
listen here, when you are using any command, and you want to give some objects, then you have to use this bracket, normal bracket, parenthesis. And if you have to give the particular variable name, then you have to use a square bracket. Here we are giving the variable name, that's why we are using the square bracket. I told you just now that here we are using the square bracket. Then that means here we want to, in the card data set, you want to use the model variable. Okay, so we will write like this. Got it? So here we don't want to change the name of this data set. We only in place, we will write that in place. That means in place is true. Now here in the car data set only, this particular transmission type variable will be deleted and the data remains same. Got it? Now see the car data set. Now here the name remains same and the transition is not there. Okay. Complete this 1 minute. Some important call is there. Sorry for interruption. Hello. Yes, is there any problem in any code, any command till here?
No, sir, it's okay, sir.
It's okay, then it's good. So
So what is
now,
this in place true, sir? What can you just, what was it meant for?
yes,
This in place true you have mentioned there. What is it
yes,
meant
yes.
for? Sorry.
In place means that means you want to change that same data set because we have not given the new name of new data set. Na?
Okay.
So that means car data set may up in that you want to in place replace the same data set.
Okay.
Okay. You may calculate mean, standard deviation, mode for this data set to To calculate mode, you may use the directory library import scipy as stats. Then stats dot mode, mean, median we have calculated just in describe only. Okay, so here we in describe we got the value of mean, we got the value of standard deviation, we got the value of median. To calculate the mode, you may import the library scipy as a stats, and then stats mode, and now here you may give any the name of any variable. Okay. It is not numeric value, that's why it is showing like this. If we say that fuel is also not numeric value, we say that selling price.
Model.
Selling price.
Sir, model.
Yes.
We may go for model variable. The different model of the cars.
Mod. One. If we here x equals to car selling price. If we say that we want to calculate mode of x, okay, import one. Sci-fi import and then run this. One minute. Copy this. Control. Copy this here. Listen here. We have import the scipy, and from scipy we are importing the stats library, and this stats library now we have to calculate the stats dot mode and the mode of x. X is not defined, but we have defined x or not. Okay, 1 minute. Define x again. X equals to That's in here it is, if you are leaving under score or any dot, then it will show you error. Now the mode is 4,50,000. It is integer type, and count array number is this. That means 357 times we are getting this value. That means for 357 cars, the selling price is this. Okay, so in this way we may calculate for any data set, for any variable, we may calculate arithmetic mean, geometric mean. Here we have calculated arithmetic mean, then median, then mode is like in this, then any first quartile, last quartile, and so on. Now after that, you may calculate the relation matrix. That means relation, or we can say correlation. So with the help of this command, we may calculate the correlation coefficient between all the metric variables in our data set. Got it? So here this is your correlation matrix of all the metric data set variables in our data set. And diagonal elements are 1, and either you may check the upper diagonal matrix or your lower diagonal matrix, and you may see that which variables are correlated to each other and which variables are not correlated to each other, which variables are significantly correlated, negatively significant correlated, positively significant correlated. You may check with the help of this matrix. Very easy command. Give any name, relation दे दीजिए, correlation दे दीजिए, कुछ भी दे दीजिए, and the command is card, the data set dot core, CORR. Okay, got it?
Yes, sir.
Now if you want to show this graphically, maximum time we want to check it graphically, so we may use Seaborn library here. We use Seaborn library here, and then we will get is live, you can say graphically we show the correlation between different variables. Okay, we have taken 2 or 3 variables. We have prepared a data set with 2 or 3 variables. If we will use all the variables, first I will show you with all the variables, then I will show you that for some variables. So we have installed the Seaborn library as the SNS name. So SNS dot, the map we want to show it, it is known as heat map, and in heat map we will write the name of the correlation matrix which we have calculated just now. We want to plot the heat map of correlation matrix. So run this, you will get like this. Okay, you may add some more argument in this. CMap equals to, you may change, you want to change the color, so you give some name. Okay, and then you want to check the values also. here, we run this program, it will give you some error because the CMAP name is not clear. So to check that which CMAP names are available, which color options are available, we have written a wrong name, and it will show you that these CMAP names are available. So if you want to, you may use any name from here, any color combination from here, and put it in the or CMAP place. Now run this code, and now you will get the. Here it is showing you the values also, that if your say here, if your correlation is negative, then it is in blue color. If it is minus 0.6, then it is in blue color. If it is 0, then it is very light blue. If it is nearby 0.6, it is orange type. And if it is 1, then it is in red. That means nearby 1, it is red. So it is this line column is showing you the indication of the color, that which color indicating which the value of correlation coefficient, and this is your heat map. Okay, so with the help of heat map, you can say that this maximum cost price and maximum power, these two variables are highly correlated. Now you want to check that on which variable the selling price is depending. So if you want to calculate that, check that on which variable selling price is depending. So you say that on seat, number of seat, it is not highly correlated with number of seat, but on power it is highly correlated, positively correlated. That means selling price is depending on maximum power. Then on engine size also the selling price is depending, and in mileage it is negatively correlated. Such selling prices negatively significantly correlated with mileage. And vehicle age, it is selling prices negatively correlated with vehicle age. And maximum cost price, it is positively selling prices positively correlated with maximum cost price. And this, so with the help of this heat map, we can check that which variables are positively correlated or significantly positive correlated or significantly negative correlated. So we can use this information for our model building. Yeah. Yes. If any query, then please.
So in case of other software like SPSS, we obtain a
Yes.
star on the significant values. How do we identify here which are a significant one?
Which are significant values. Okay. See here. This this color is showing you that this is positively significant color, and this blue dark blue is showing you, that means if your color is for which cell, your which combination, your color, the cell color is dark red or dark blue. If it is dark red, then it is positively significantly correlated. If it is dark blue, then it is negatively significantly correlated.
Okay, so intensity of color will tell us, right, sir?
Yes, intensity of color will tell you that is it positively correlated or not, or is it significant or not.
Right. So thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good. Is there any confusion to anyone? The light color, see here, this heat map is heat, matlab, which is highly correlated, the color will be higher dark, and if it is less correlated, the color will be very low color, okay? Very light color. Got it? And see here, when the correlation coefficient is one exactly red color, dark red color is there. Then we may use pair plot also here. SNS dot pair plot. Here you will get the pair plot for all metrics, all metric data sets. It will take a little time, 30 to 40 seconds, and it will show you the pair plot.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in this heap graph, there is certain values, numerical values are overlapping to each other. There is any way to just increase the width of the row through which we can easily identify the number values?
Yes, you can use the graph figure size. As yesterday, as I discussed, I think discussed to you
Yes,
how to
yesterday sir told
increase
us.
the figure size.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you may increase the figure size, and then you will get then, or you may reduce the number of variables. Just I told when I using this command, I tell you that use those variables which are related to each other or which are important to you. There is no need to use all the variables. Yes, this is your pair plots. This pair plot is telling you that which variables are positively correlated, which variables are negatively correlated. See the engine size and this maximum power is positively correlated. The selling price and maximum power also positive correlated. Yeah. So with the help of pair plot also you can check that which variables are positively correlated and negatively correlated. Now, in scatter diagram, as we have seen the scatter diagram, here also in Seaborn also there is a function of relation plot, SNS dot relation plot. So here we will give the value of the variable for x-axis. So x equals to, so if you want to check the relation between, here is the negative relation between mileage and selling price. So on x-axis we are writing the variable mileage, and on y variable we are using selling price. X is mileage and y is selling price. Okay. We have not given him data. Data equals to car. Yes. These are the dots. As we see the scatter plot, with the help of scatter plot, we see the relation between two variables. Here also we can check the relation between two variables. But with the help of Seaborn, we can change the dot also. We can bifurcate, separate these dots with the help of third variable also. That means if you want to check the color on the basis of mileage and selling price, and you want to bifurcate with the help of any categorical variable, you can use here. That is fuel type. If we are using fuel type, the name is fuel type. So we will use one new argument, and that is Q. This is very important argument which we use in this type of plot. And here hue is fuel shift underscore type. There. The different fuel types dot is on different color. That means petrol car is showing in blue colors, the diesel in orange, CNG green, and so on. So you can check that if the CNG mileage is higher, but the selling price is low. In CNG car, mileage is higher, but the selling price is low. In petrol car, the selling price is lesser. Oh, mileage is lesser, but the selling price is higher. Okay. In diesel, it is in middle. That means on average mileage and average selling price. Got it? So with the help of this data, what will be your interpretation? Tell me some of you, please tell me your interpretation. What you will interpret with the help of this data?
CNG is most preferred one, sir.
CNG is most preferred one.
माइलेज ज्यादा, प्राइस भी कम है सर उसका.
That's the beauty of the interpretation things. Yes, please, someone. Please interpret the data set with the help of this graph. What you will interpret with the help of this graph?
So something which is very much odd.
Yes.
That is again the CNG mileage is higher, but selling price is still low. So that is a favorable condition from cardeko.com.
That is a favorable condition. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Any other view, any other interpretation?
So the
The
distribution
petrol cars is highest selling price cars is of petrol cars. Maximum selling is of diesel cars.
Yes.
These are the few observations.
So simply we can say that the resale value of CNG is very lesser, and the resale value of petrol car is very higher. Can we say like this or not?
Yes, yes. This can be said safely.
That resale value of CNG car whose mileage is also higher, but their resale value is very lesser, and the car which are with petrol car mileage is lesser, but their resale value is very higher. So that means the resale value, so selling price is very high. That means the resale value of the petrol car is more in compared to CNG car. That means CNG आप रन कर लें सस्ती पड़ रही है, लेकिन उसको रीसेल करेंगे तो बहुत अच्छा पैसा नहीं मिलेगा. पेट्रोल कार आप चला रहे हैं 10 साल चलाएंगे उसके बाद भी अच्छा पैसा मिल जाएगा आपको. ऐसा इंटरप्रिटेशन कर सकते हैं कि नहीं?
Yes.
almost similar is done by Mr. Rajesh Kumar in the chat box. He said demand of petrol car is more in used car.
हाँ, yes. Absolutely correct. Demand of petrol car is more in the used car. Yes. That means resale value is in of that petrol car is very in demand. Petrol car is demand. So in this way, that's the, we can say, the thing we do in exploratory data analysis. That means we explore the data. Okay. That what input we can get with the help of this data for our decision making. We may check any other categorical variable in view. Which variable we can take? Please tell me.
So type of car like Honda or Maruti, there was a variable like that. Car name.
Type of car.
Car name.
नहीं, कार नेम तो बहुत ज़्यादा है, 121 है तो बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं हो पाएगा.
Brand are 32. There are only 32 brands.
32 brands. Okay. We check brands. See. Color difference is very less. Yes, Maruti, the resale value is very lesser. So yeah, this is Maruti, and this is the resale value is very lesser. And the resale value higher is of purple color. And in this way we can check. Okay. Now, if we want to sort our data set, with the help of any variable, that means we want to arrange our data set in ascending or descending order for on the basis of maximum cost price or selling price. Okay. So we will give this data set name r underscore sort. आप sort कर रहे हैं data that equals to r dot sort underscore values r dot sort underscore values on which variable we are want to sort the data, on selling price if we want to do that, or in we can say maximum cost price. Here we have sorted the data set, that is car data set, on the basis of maximum cost price, and the car underscore sort equals to this. The maximum cost price is 4,36,000 minimum value, and the maximum value is this. 9 crores 11 lakh. 9 crores 11 lakh, and the second largest value is 5 crore 84,000, and the third largest value is 5 lakh this. So if we are using this data set and if we include this car in our data set, so is it correct to include this data set in our calculation?
No, sir. It is outlier.
It is, we can say that it is outlier or not? Can we say it is outlier or not?
Yes, sir, because its value is much higher as compared to others.
What do you mean by outlier?
When the values are
Extreme
extremely
values. Extreme values.
We can say that an outlier is an observation which deviated so much from the other observation as it like that it is generated from some other different mechanism, different things. Okay, so it will disturb the all sample statistics which we calculate with the help of this data. That means sample mean, sample variance, which we calculate this, it will disturb all things. So if sometimes it is very, we can say, important to delete this, but sometimes it is very useful to include this. If we are dealing in medical science and some medicine is giving you extraordinary recovery. Okay, so we have to include this. चाहे वो outlier है, but we have to include that. If and some medicine is very harmful, creating any infection, very harmful to the patient, then also we have to include this in our data set. If the data is original, because the we can say that the outlier is generated if the outlier is generated due to the some fault, due to some malfunctioning of the equipment, due to some typing error, then we have to delete this the data set. But if your outlier is correct, that means always check the outlier value, and outlier is for someone it is disturbance and someone for it is very useful. मेडिकल साइंस में या बहुत सी जगह आउटलायर्स आर वेरी यूजफुल in we can say bank sector. If your credit card is lost and someone is doing any purchase of 3 lakh 4 lakh according to your limit, so this is the outlier and you will get the phone call from the concerned company that is you are the correct person who is doing the purchasing shopping. So आउटलायर जो जो रिस्क फैक्टर है, ये फ्रॉड ट्रैकिंग है, ये सब आउटलायर से ही होती है, ठीक है. सो लेकिन यहाँ पर हम इसे ड्रॉप कर सकते हैं जिससे कि हमें वी विल गेट द बेटर we can say sample status, sample mean, sample variance. So to drop this, what we have to which command we will write here? I am writing car4. We are giving the name car4 to this data set. So to delete this, to drop this, tell me which command we will use here?
In place, sir.
I told you that to drop this, we will use the file name and then dot drop. So here the file name is car short, control C, control V, car short is file name, then dot drop. After that, we have to write the index name, and index is 10,969. So the index is 10,969. 10,969. Then we will write, because we have to delete the row, so we will write axis here. X is equals to 0. If we will write x is 1, then it will search in your column. That is any column variable is this. Then there is no need to give the command of in place, argument of in place, because we have given the separate new name for this. Run this command, and then car4, then you will see the car4. So here, how many rows are there? 15,411 rows are there, and here 15,410 rows are there. That means this last row is related. So we may use this data set for our analysis. Got it? Now here we got get the information, the relation of different variables. We calculated the unique counts in each variable. What next you want to do from this data set?
Sir, we can create a separate group of the cars like Land Rover and these expensive cars separately.
That means you want, that means you want to check how many Land Rovers are
I want to compare the selling price or the other variable of the car like Maruti Alto and the other less expensive cars against the more expensive.
That means you want to do the cross tabulation here. So to do the cross tabulation, we will use the command cross tabulation, pd dot cross tabulation, cross tab, then the row variable will be index equals to, you want car model or car brand, car underscore sort brand, and the column variables is which column variables you want to analyze. With brand, which variable you want to analyze? So please.
Price may be taken, sir, or mileage.
No, we have to take the second variable, categorical variable.
Fuel type.
Fuel type, you may say. Fuel type. Okay. So this is your categorical variable. That on row we are having different name of brand of the car, and in column we are having different fuel type. So in this way we got that Audi, there are 170 of diesel cars which is sailed or in this data set, and petrol 22 cars, BMW 395 and 44, and so on. So in this way we can prepare our cross tabulated data set. Got it?
Right, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
If you want to sometimes here the data set is you can say this maximum price cost, yeah, selling price, we are having this continuous data set. So if we prepare the frequency distribution of this data set with the actual value, then we will get the we can say 1000 number of rows. So we have to make it grouped frequency distribution. So to make the group frequency distribution, the command is group, and we can say group frequency distribution equals to car underscore sort, and for which variable we want to make a group frequency distribution, we want to make a frequency distribution selling price. Car sort value, we want to make a frequency distribution. That means we will use, we have given here the variable name, then we want to do the value count, so we will use that value count. And here in value count we have to give one argument value which is compulsory, that how many class intervals you want, how many bins you want. So we will write here bins, that in bins we may make 10 bins. It is 10, 12, 8, you may write any value now according to the requirement. Then run this command. Car.solve selling price value count value one minute. Value counts, it may be value counts. So this is your frequency distribution. Between this Selling price, there are 15,192 cars. Between this class interval, they are, because the class interval is equal, they have taken the equal class interval. That's why in last class interval, there is no frequencies there. And in starting, the frequency is very high. So in this way, we get the frequency distribution. Okay. So in this way, we can explore the data, and with the help of graphical methods, with the help of cross tabulations, we may explore the data. So now the floor is open for any query. If there any query, please.
So generally from error, how can we get to know the, uh, syntax error that has happened? How to read
Okay.
the, error
The
message?
maximum time they give in last line key error. See the last line, they give a lot of lines they give in error, but see the last line. From the last line, you will get the clue that what's the error, where the error is. Okay. See here, when we calculated this selling price, we have not put it the underscore here. That's why we have given the key error is this. Here, in the last line, we get the error.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dushyant sir. I think looking at the time only, I request Dr. Saju Pandita to kindly say the vote of thank. Saju ma'am, ma'am, your screen is freeze and you are not audible.
Hello. Hello, sir, am I audible? Hello.
Yes, ma'am, you were. I think this sir, there is some technical glitch on her side.
So, thank you, Dushyant sir.
Sir, ma'am has rejoined actually.
Your efforts.
If she can.
Okay.
Hello, sir, am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible now.
I'm so sorry for the glitch in the network. Thank you so much, thank you very much for delivering such an illustrative lecture. Students got hand-on experience on how to fill in the data. And I'm quite sure that participants like me who are new to this tool have understood the concept and will use this in analyzing data in much more lucid manner. Once again, thank you very much, sir. Now, on behalf of AKGIN, kindly accept our humble acknowledgement in this session in form of e-memento followed by e-certificate. So please.
Thanks, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
This is what we can do on virtual platform. So much, sir. Once
Yes,
again.
Thanks for this certificate and
COVID
knowledge.
has
And
made
thanks for providing me the opportunity to discuss the things with the faculty fraternity. And if there any issue, any doubt is there, you may mail any doubt anytime to me. And my email ID is with Ritesh sir. He will provide you or WhatsApp you the details.
Either you can write it as a chat box also.
Thank you once again, sir. Thank you so much.
participants are requested to kindly fill up the attendance come feedback form. And tomorrow is the last session, so we would be having the valedictory. We request you to kindly allow us to take a snapshot of your or camera mode on photograph on tomorrow session. Dushyant sir, thank you so much, because you see, I possibly connect with you more because you are from the same fraternity. So far, we had the the resource person from the industry, but the way you explain and patiently you handle all the things, it is excellent.
Thanks, sir. Thanks. Thanks, sir, for nice words. Okay, sir.
Participants are
Thanks.
requested to participants are requested to fill the attendance come feedback link, and thereafter they may leave the session.
As far as the recording is concerned, yes, obviously we will be sharing the recordings of all the sessions tomorrow. We'll share the link of all the recordings.